Controversy over demolition of Fulani settlement around Jaji. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. Some Fulani farmers living in surrounding communities of Jaji military cantonment along the Kaduna-Zaria highway have accused the military of demolishing their shanties and asking them to relocate without compensation. Wow. Fulani farmers. I think it is actually wrong. But before I say it is wrong, is that particular place, is it owned by who? Because people are going to come and say that, who owns it? Did they just come and, start building on that particular place? Did they just come and they rent? Who gave them the authority and all of that? Then if, they paid for this place and it's as they have backing that they paid for the place, then they have to be compensated. Unlike people who just come and before you know it, along the road, they'll just put their containers. Nobody is coming to disturb them day in, day out. And all of a sudden, the government of that particular day maybe just wakes up and say, you know what, we have a land here, let's do something about it. Or if it is the military, they come out and say, you know what, I want to use this particular land. Or we don't want these people here again for reasons best known to them. Then, but if they are paid, then fine and good. If they're paying for that particular place and whoever is in charge, they should ensure they hold that person responsible and they get their money from them. Okay, the news in detail, please stay with us. Daily Trust gathered that over 40 shanties were demolished as Renga settlements by the military in July 2021, even though the occupants claim they have lived in the area for over 50 years. A Fulani leader, Shehu Usman, said the only reason given to them by the military was that they were living too close to the barracks, which posed a security risk. We told them that we have lived there for over 52 years, but they told us to leave because we were too close to the barracks. We tried telling them that we are law-abiding citizens because none of our children have been involved in criminality, but they insisted we must leave, saying the directive came from the headquarters in Abuja, he said. According to him, some soldiers loaded them and their properties in a truck and took them to primary school in Jaji town and then left without giving them compensation. He appealed to the military to either allow them to return to their lands or compensate them appropriately since they have been forced to forfeit their lands. However, when our correspondent reached out to the authorities at the Jaji military cantonment, they denied the allegation that the people had not been compensated. The acting assistant director, Army Public Relations, Captain Akinola SKID Ajibola, who spoke with Daily Trust, informed that the military had demolished shanties, but said emissaries had been sent to inform occupants beforehand to vacate the area before the clearance operation was carried out in July. The army did not destroy any building within or outside its cantonment. However, sometime on the 13th of July 2021, the authorities of Jaji Military Cantonment, JMC, in a bid to ensure the safety of lives and properties in the cantonment, conducted a clearance operation to rid the cantonment of illegal shanties erected inside the JMC, which is a security concern to the cantonment, he said. He said some mud shanties occupied by some farmers were identified within 50 meters from the cantonment's armored personnel carrying vehicle APC wing, adding that more worrisome was the proximity of the shanties to the cantonment shooting range, a place where various high-flying and destructive ammunition are regularly test-fired. The backblast of such a trajectory ammunition is hazardous to the life of anyone around that area. To prevent future foreseen civilian casualties, the shanties were pulled down, he said. He said the army does not owe the farmers any obligations as they were not at any time granting access or approval to do anything on what he described as army land, beyond farming for personnel at the time. However, the commander treated them humanly by addressing the farmers to inform them that their safety is paramount and cannot be guaranteed if they continue cohabiting at that location, and thereafter gave them a sum of 300,000 naira as compensation for their planted crops, despite earlier warning them not to farm on that land. Well, let me say this. Like I said earlier before, there are two things involved. Number one, if that land was sold to them, fine and good. They can go and say, they can hold the owners who sold it to them. Of course, it's a very long time. If they have a case, if they have people to back it up for them, yes, they can. But if it is a case of, I just got here and before you know it, I called my brother and my brother called another brother and my brother called another brother and we got married and he got married and my other brother got married and the family expanded and they stayed there for 50 years, sincerely, this one hard. Now, the military gave reasons which are, kind of, will I say, good enough that it is actually for their own safety. That at the end of the day, they don't want anybody being there, and when they're trying to test run any of their equipment, something now happens and it will not become a very sad story. So that is why they told them to leave. And they said they have actually give them time, which I don't blame those people, because getting house, will I say, accommodation is actually an issue, especially for someone who did not see it coming. Fine. But the thing is, the earlier they leave, the better. Nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. It might be that on that land now, something will happen and, it will be like, fine. But my own is, if they bought the land, then they have every right to say, oh, okay, the person who sold the land told. But if it's not bought and they've been staying there for a long time, that means, let's say they don't have the right to, argue or say they want to go back. Okay, those Fulani will be a big threat to the military if they have not been already. These people are too close to comfort. They should leave the vicinity immediately. We have tolerated these hooligans for a long time, and you are all eyewitness to what happened at the Nigerian Defense Academy. They should not be located within 50 kilometers of any barracks, because if they do, the expected always happen. Okay. In the first place, they claim that they have been living there for 52 years. Does that one make them the owners of a land? No. That is how they constituted themselves as nuisance in every part of the country. Yet, they are still scrutinizing archive for 1950s and 1960s constitution for open grazing routes. Oh my goodness. Okay. You are living for 50 or 70 years does not make you owners of a land. So please trace back your route and stop claiming people's land. You have no position in the Middle Belt and Southern Nigeria. Respect yourselves. Okay, I remain, my opinion still stands that if these people, they are not the owners, they did not buy it, then obviously they don't have any right. Sincerely, they have no right. Okay, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. And until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.